On today's episode, I'm going to be taking these 3D printed torches and getting them ready for the tabletop. Hi guys, what's going on? Michael here. So today I am taking some 3D printed torches and I'm going to be painting them up for my dungeon tiles. So I'm starting this process off at the Anycubic Photon S, and then I'll move on over to my Anycubic Wash and Cure to clean them up and get them all ready for paint and finish. Now as the pieces go into dry, you may notice in the background that I've got the printer going again. That's because I'll be making a total of 12 of these torches. Here you can see me removing the supports from the 3D prints. Now you'll notice that the 3D prints are printed at an angle. This is so that I minimize the surface area during the printing process and get a better print result. The bad part is it leaves you with a lot of supports that you've got to remove. Now the back sides of these prints will never be seen, so it's a great place to put the supports because you won't notice it. I'll be using some small jeweler's files to file the nubs from the support smooth. A big flat one will go over the back, and then I have just a couple of marks on the surface from some of the supports that I have to deal with. Now it's time to get ready for our paint with some black surface primer. For this, I'll be using the Vallejo product. Now I like this product a lot because it has a real nice bonding strength. My only complaint is it's a little runny and watery for my taste. Each of these torches is mounted on a wooden plank, and now I'm going to be painting that plank with our base coat, which is Porconi Paint's base wood. Although I made some modifications to this 3D STL file, if you are interested in getting it for yourself, I'll include a link to the original in the description below. With all of that paint now dry, it's now time to move on to our flame effect. The first step in this process is going to be to base out the flame itself in white surface primer. Now you can use regular white paint if you want, but it's going to take multiple coats to bring this up from black, so I don't mind using a cheap white surface primer to do these layers. Now I'm going to move on to the metal brackets of the torch itself. For this, I'm using Vallejo's Metallic Bronze. This is one of my favorite colors, and for a metallic paint, it covers incredibly well. I'm going to do the ends of these torches in two different tones, so I'm paying careful attention to only put the bronze on specific areas of the torch so that I can get a little bit of contrast going. So now I'll be putting on my contrasting color. For this, I'm using Vallejo's Metallic Brass, and I'm specifically just putting this in the flame basin around the end of the torch. For this, I'm going to be very careful and use a fine brush because I don't want to have to redo anything else that I've painted. This will give me a little contrast and a little pop in our finished piece though. The last accent color that I'm going to be putting on these torches will be a dab of metallic gunmetal by Vallejo just on these little bolts around the plate of the torch. Here's where all of our hard work starts to pay off. We're going to be doing our flame effect with Golden's Hansa Yellow and Golden's Naphthol Red Light, which are both transparent paints. Now I'll start with the yellow around the base of the flame and add some of the red on the tip and work my way down. As the two colors blend together, they'll give me a nice orange gradient in the middle for a very realistic flame effect. Now it's time for a little liquid talent. I'm going to be using Citadel Shades Null Oil to go over the metal parts of this piece. For the wood, I'm going to start out by base coating all of the wood with another Citadel Shade wash, which is Agrax Earthshade. This will get down into the deep recesses of the wood and give it a little depth. And our very last step in the painting process is just going to be to do a simple dry brush of Stonehenge by Porconi Paints. This is going to go over all of the wood and a little bit on the metal. And here you have it, the finished product. Now I have this displayed on one of my plaster cast dungeon tiles, but it just goes to show you how new technology, a 3D printer, can create something that can really spruce up an otherwise plain wall. I love the fiery effect of this, and I'm really happy with how this project turned out overall. Hey, if you like these videos and want to help me keep making them, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button.